Sons and Daughters of God, Daily Devotional by Ellen G. White. Paul blinded so he would see Christ. March 30th. Apt pupils in the school of Christ. And Ananias went his way and entered into the house, and putting his hand on him said, Brother Saul, the Lord, even Jesus, that appeared unto thee in the way as thou camest, has sent me that thou mayest receive thy sight and be filled with the Holy Ghost. Acts chapter 9, verse 17. In the military school of Egypt, Moses was taught the law of force, and so strong a hold did this teaching have upon his character that it required 40 years to fit him for leadership of Israel by the law of love. The same lesson Paul had to learn. At the gates of Damascus, the vision of the crucified one changed the whole current of his life. The persecutor became a disciple, the teacher a learner. The days of darkness spent in solitude at Damascus were as years in his experience. The Old Testament scriptures stored in his memory were his study, and Christ his teacher. To him also nature's solitude became a school. To the deserts of Arabia he went, there to study the scriptures and learn of God. He emptied his soul of prejudice and tradition that had shaped his life and received instruction from the source of truth. His afterlife was inspired by one principle of self-sacrifice, the ministry of love. I'm a debtor, he said, both to the Greek and to the barbarian, both to the wise and the unwise. While he possessed high intellectual endowment, the life of Paul received the power of a rare wisdom. Principles of deepest import, principles concerning which the greatest minds of his time were ignorant, are unfolded in his teachings and exemplified in his life. He had that greatest of all wisdom, which gives quickness of insight and sympathy of heart, which brings man in touch with men and enables him to arouse their better nature and inspire them to a higher life. Being reviled, he said, we bless. Being persecuted, we suffer. Being defamed, we entreat. As sorrowful, yet always rejoicing. As poor, yet making many rich. As having nothing, yet possessing all things. This is your daily devotion. We thank you for listening. We hope you can join us again tomorrow. Please also check the YouTube comments for further study notes. Sons and Daughters of God.